Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we're going to be talking about Odric, the Master Tactician. Odric is, he's a human soldier, 4 mana, 3/4, first strike. That's not bad in and of itself, but when him and at least 3 dudes attack, you get to choose which creatures block and how they block. So you can always, flat out, you can just choose, hey, you don't block. And that is a big advantage in and of itself. But you can also selectively make them block poorly so that you come out on top. Now, what I did with him is I did tribal soldiers. Y'all know I love me a tribal deck or 2 or 50. But Odric being tribal soldiers is just, it almost seemed a little too easy to build. This is another one of those decks that I've been working on for a while, but here we go. I guess first let's start with the soldiers. Now, the champion of the parish is just, most of our soldiers are in fact human. Not all of them are, but most of them are. So, he's a 1-drop that just keeps getting bigger. Gideon's Lawkeeper. Now, that tapping guys down is just amazing. It gives you another way to control combat if you don't have Odric online, or you can, be political with it and tap other people's stuff during other people's attack anyway. Soul Warden. This is the only non-soldier, well, okay, not exactly the only non-soldier, but Soul Warden's in there because we are playing a phenomenal amount of creatures. And there's just no beating, on the off chance you do turn 1 Soul Ring, it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, I don't know. She's kind of the caretaker over the soldier. She's the room mother, as it were. We have the Core Duelist. We do have like 5 equipment in here. Tell you what, let's roll through those equipment real quick because I think it's going to matter for other things. Now, obviously, we have the Veteran's Armament, which is a free equip to a soldier, which is, like all but 2 creatures in our deck. So that's pretty sweet. We have Stoneforge Masterwork, which is another tribal equipment. Lightning Greaves is going to keep Odric safe or anything else you really care about. We have Akroma's Sword. Now, this is just, I love when they printed this, and I love the fact that it's not expensive because they just keep on printing it. But First Strike, Vigilance, Trample, Haste, +2, yeah, sign me up. That's what I want to strap to a soldier. And also, the Loxodon Warhammer. But there are a few soldiers in here that kind of rely on the old equipment because that's just White's thing. We have Sin's Tactician, which is kind of amazing. He puts counters on just about every other creature, himself if you want to, your general, and he gives the bonus of kind of like those Outlast guys did from Kamigawa, but this guy, I don't know, I like him. Good old Plano Vanilla Vanguard. Elite Vanilla, that's what I'll call him. Precinct Captain. He just gets in there. And, of course, we are paying a Rogue's Passage because, I got to use them puppies up. And I don't know if that's really what you want to be doing with your Rogue's Passage, getting in there with a 2/2. I don't know. But he does multiply early enough. He might get you a dude or 2. Johnny's Pride Mate also couples very well with the old Loxodon Warhammer or the Soul Warden, all for all your life-gaining needs. Now, First Strike, Vigilance, and Protection from Bad Guys is a really good soldier. Those are well, vampires and zombies are very popular. Werewolves, not so much. You don't encounter werewolves at your EDH table as much as you do the others, especially zombies. Core Firewalker is going to help us out against that red player. I mean, and it does the life gain and all that jazz. Veteran Armorers is going to make them more tough, so maybe they can, I don't know, live through a pyroclasm. And then they made another version, the Armorsmith. Now, Longbow Archery is in fact a soldier. It's beautiful. It has 2/2 first strike reach. I love it. Fairies go home. Master Decoy. It's one of those tap effects again. I had to double check it because they're also common. Consul's Lieutenant. Renown I've never had a lot of luck with, but if it works on this one, it's kind of worth trying. Ballyrush Banneret is going to make your soldiers cost one less. The Throne Warden. Hey, I mean, might as well. I'm hoping that I actually put something in the deck to actually make me the Monarch, because this doesn't do it. Huh. Now, this is what a Fallen Empire's reserve list card looks like. That's right. There are cards on the reserve list that they'll never print again from Fallen Empires and even Homelands. But anyway, I love the fact that this is, now granted it's expensive soldier breathing, but it's targeted, and that's amazing. Late game, we have tons of mana, and if you just need Odric to get in there for a general win, this might be your out. Let's look at our 3-drops now. Of course, Gideon's Avenger. What? Just becomes tapped and he gets... Oh, that's so good. Mentor of the Meek is kind of our card draw. We don't really have a whole lot of card draw. We have a whole lot of dudes. Not a lot of card draw. Intrepid Hero is going to shoot down the big things. Preeminent Captain. He brings them out swinging. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you get lucky and you throw out the Captain of the Watch with it. I don't know. Crusader of Odric is, that, with as many creatures as we have, this seems like a pretty good deal. Veteran Swordsmith, of course, the other side, it gives them +1 to the power. Now, non-human, but he is a soldier, and he is so annoying. Oh my gosh. Their artifacts, creatures, and lands comes into play tapped. It's hard to block when stuff comes into play tapped, especially with as aggressive of a white weenie deck as this is, because that's essentially what it is. I mean, we're up to 4 casting costs now, and we're going to get higher than that, but it's still a white weenie deck. Paragon of the New Dawns. I love that all 5 colors got the Paragon, and they're all essentially champions. It's beautiful. Enlistment Officer is going to tutor you up some soldiers. Well, not really tutor up some soldiers. It's going to top up some soldiers. How's that? Daru War Chief is going to make them cheaper and bigger. Avon Cloud Chaser is our disenchant variant, if you will, even though, I am still running disenchant, but I really like it on a stick too, especially a stick that flies. The Pike Master. Give them all first strike. Now, a lot of them have first strike anyway, but hey, I really like it. It's 3/3 for 4 with first strike. Back in the day, that's all we would get. And you know what? Even today, we would still probably play that card. Palace Jailer. Here it is. We become the Monarch. And when it enters the battlefield, exile target creature until an opponent becomes the Monarch. So, maybe. We have Crusader. Now, here's the beautiful part. I love this translation, and I'm sorry. Back in the day, the creature type lists were not well defined, especially in Homelands. Icing Crusader has power and toughness, each equal to 2 plus the number of heroes you control. A hero is no longer a supported creature type, so they changed it to soldier, which, I don't know. In my opinion, it's the same thing. Soldiers are heroes. But anyway, I love this card, and I love the fact that, I was able to work in a Homeland Soldier. Now, a crow and horse, not a soldier, but I couldn't get past the whole Trojan horse gimmick here. I couldn't. And the fact that, yeah, you're going to give them an 0-4 blocker, but they're going to give you an army. Because at night, every night, a little soldier's going to pop out, and we're going to have an army. And that's how it works. Kalima's Captain, 5/5 vigilance, kind of not bad. Monstrosity 3, and if you just gotta blow up everything, it becomes an 8/8 that, all of their propagandas are gone. We have Lieutenants of the Guard, which is another 5-banger. Now, yeah, 5-mana 2/2 is not exactly where you want to be in life, but you're either getting a big dude or a bigger dude or more dude. So either way, this kind of seems win-win. And the beautiful part about the Council's Dilemma card is the bigger the game, the better the card. Because if you've got, U+2, this is never going to pay off that well. But if you've got U+5, this is going to be amazing. Oathsworn Giant, we're up into 6 casting cost now. Oathsworn Giant, it gives a vigilance and a bigger butt. That's cool. Will of the Council, not quite as cool as Council's Dilemma. We all know that. But, it's not bad. And then, of course, Gem Palm Avenger. I don't know of any of the Gem Palm cards that I have ever actually cast. I know the zombie one I never have. I'll cycle it, and it wins games just on the cycle. And you know what? It looks like this one's going to as well. 1/1 and first strike. Yeah, sign me up, please. Now, let's get to tribal cards that are not soldiers, but, raise the alarm, put soldiers into play. Coordinated Barrage is going to shoot something down because, obviously, we're naming soldiers. Brave the Elements is the greatest white instant. It's no. Pyroclasm does not hurt me. I am not scared of it. Protection, so that it's so beautiful. But just in case you do get board wiped, of course, we've got the Faith Reward, so it ain't just an absolute blowout. We have a 1% chance, okay, slightly better than 1% chance of having the Faith Reward in our hand, but Mass Calcify seemed like an obvious include because, one-sided wraths are a beautiful thing. And since we are talking about, big mana spells here, I don't really have a whole lot of ramp because most of it is pretty cheap. I've got the Marble Diamond, the Mind Stone, and the Sisay's Ring is about it for ramp, as it were. Now, let's see. Resurrection is going to bring something back. And let's see if we can't. There, that's a little better. Holy Day buys you a turn. That's all it does. It most of the time it just buys you the top card of your library and you get another untap step. Now a lot of times that's all you need. CP, man, 6 or 12 or 18. That's a whole bunch of soldier tokens for a 1 card investment. Even 5 mana, 1 card, 6 dudes. They're probably going to be bigger. This is a wonderful thing. Some removal in Sunlance, because there again, like I said, nobody sees Sunlance coming. Afterlife. There aren't a whole lot of white cards that say destroy target creature. I like it. I'll let them have a spirit. Get out of here, Brea, or whatever. Crib Swap, for those indestructible creatures. You know, no Eldrazi Titans here. You got a little baby. Go on. And then of course Condemn. It just tucks it. Condemn used to be absolutely amazing when there was a tuck rule in Commander, when you could actually put it in their deck and it stay in the deck. But the last couple cards I have two left here. We got the riskiest card in all of Tribal EDH, which is Coat of Arms. And I don't run it a lot anymore simply because it is so scary. Unless you are just absolutely cranking them out and you know you're going to be cranking them out faster than anybody else, it's scary to run. But I figure that on the curve, because the creature curve is a bunch, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it curves up really nicely. This could be the perfect 5-drop. Or if you got a lot of tokens, it gets nuts. Speaking of which, if you get a lot of tokens, it gets nuts. They become indestructible and more bigger, and you just feed them a token every turn. The Monument is pretty sweet too. Let's see. I've also got, of course, we're going to run the Daru Encampment because, you know, it's the only soldier land that exists. Ghost Quarter is in there mainly for like Maze of Ith type lands, things of that sort. And that is what I have got for Mr. Odric. I do appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think. We're going to continue chugging along and see if we can't get there. But right now, we'll shuffle and cut.